actually, last period, we're doing the PR like statistics right now. Last period, he actually kind of destroyed that. It was like 8-2 or something.
Yeah? That happens. Okay, cool. So, do you have anything specific you want to talk about, or do you just want to play? Because we already have lessons.
We
so
talked,
yeah,
so I figure playing is
so
probably.
So if you ever have anything specific, you can always link me, you know.
Yeah.
Also, Mingy told me you're taking his last lesson for the month.
Yeah, is that cool?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, what matchup?
Let's play Sheik.
Sheik Fox? Okay.
What the heck is this?
Shield colors, I think.
Oh, is it just shield color?
I think so. Fine.
I'd like to get red.
Oh, wait. Okay. Space it a little bit closer, you'll hit me with the move.
Okay.
You're so close to getting like the perfect spacing for it. I don't think needle charging went up that high up is good. Makes sense, right? You just had to wave dash back and then you gave me more of a mix up. If you were just moving on the ground, you would have been fine. Okay. We've talked about that situation.
Right.
Yeah. Not that you should have, but it's definitely an option. Very lucky sequence. I think you could have show grabbed my bear. That's how you really got out. Yeah. Ooh, that nair was sick. So what do you think so far?
I'm like, you stand at a spacing that's like really scary. I feel like a lot of times, like when I'm like trying to like move forward a little bit, and like instantly I'm like, ooh, like
I don't want to move
I don't want to move forward. Like,
so I think there's two solutions. One, you just wait out those spacings better, or try to position yourself better while I'm at those spacings. Okay. Like for example, maybe position for a back air, or so that if I move forward, I'll just get like grabbed or needled or something, right? Okay. But then I think on the flip side, if you're more assertive with your spacing, that can also help. That's what Puff does. We talked about it a bit, right?
Right.
Where Puff will be assertive about the spacing so that I don't get to set up the spacing I want. Okay. I think that one's much harder and requires better execution though.
Right.
And I'm also not sure if it's better or not. I just think it's another option.
Okay.
grab. Jesus. What? That was insane.
I've never seen that.
Neither have I. Nice. You could have got strong up there easily. You up there too early.
Too close. Was I standing too close?
You jumped close to me, so I hard read the jump with the back air.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. I knew you could grab. So it's kind of funny because, like, if you just did anything besides grab there, like, you could have destroyed me in that situation.
That's true.
Which is kind of funny. So, like, I think people underrate stuff like that. Like, you've been playing so well this game, and like, a lot of times when someone pretty good is playing like a better player, they like let the better player come back with something like that. But to me, that grab was super telegraphed. I don't know if that makes sense to you. If you watch it again, I'm sure you'll know that we both knew you were gonna grab. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, think about how in Swedish and I always talk about this. A lot of the times improving is just about literally doing one thing different in a match. I think people way overrate how important it is to do all this crazy stuff. Imagine if you outplayed me on that grab situation.
Yeah.
You're up 4 stocks to 2 already, you outplay me, get 30 damage or something, you know?
Right.
Or you get center, or you get a grab, I don't know, some sort of outplay. If you win one more situation, you're 4 stocking me. Think about it, right? Like, that's insane.
I think a lot of the time, especially, and like, it's. I think part of it is that like the factor is like, oh, like this is a better player, I need to go for a higher reward option. But just in general, if I'm like up, or if I'm like up at a high percent, and like the other person just respawns for some reason, I try to go for like high reward things.
Yeah, but if any, just keep playing well.
Okay.
Just keep playing well. Keep doing like that one more good thing. Because if you just do one more good thing, that completely can change the dynamic of the match.
Makes sense.
Like that one decision is like if I were playing a tournament match for someone, this is where I would come back and 2-stock the Sheik.
Right, of course.
But literally, if they just played that one spot better, I wouldn't be in a spot to just 2-stock them. You know, suddenly we're still fighting, and then they get a bit more momentum. You know, all
Right.
that stuff.
I have to make it. You take the gift like stock, not just give it to me.
No buffer?
No.
What the heck?
I'm a noob.
It's so free.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so weird. You back off too far a lot. So like, you know when I was shield dropping and I was like double jumping over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were literally right here, which is the perfect spot to be, and then you wave dashed away from me. We talked about this when we were doing lessons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually the same thing. Like I just saw it here, where it's like you had me in a spot, you could have just chilled there. Or if you're gonna dash away, dash back in. But if you're trying to zone me over here when I'm like in a bad spot over here.
I see what you mean.
I was just trying to. Nice grab. You should just grab me there, honestly.
Okay.
Believe in what you're going for, you know?
Right.
Nice. Also, obviously it's a mix-up because I could have wave landed or something.
Right.
But then you kind of just stood there. Like if you think I'm going to do something besides drill, go pressure the other thing you think I'm going to do.
Right.
I knew you were going to needle. Right?
Yeah.
Nice. I missed it. Messed it up. Oh my god, I messed it up.
You should have been at edge, right?
Yeah. Hold it. See, remember we talked about the wave dash back charge?
Oh yeah, same thing.
You got nared for it.
Yeah.
You might have been able to hold down and grab me. It was kind of a weird situation, but still, it's like, what are you gaining by doing that? do that if I'm far away. Like I'm still playing. I'm not. It might look like I'm playing safe, but like, especially my type, I'm always trying to get close and hit you. I'm just being safe while doing it.
Okay.
But until you see me literally like full hopping or something, like it's not safe to like.
You just be charging.
Yeah. Hold A.
Huh?
Hold A.
Oh.
It's impossible if I don't do help with guys. See, like, did you see that sequence? You baited me into grabbing.
Yeah.
And you were scared to punish, which is fine. But then I think you ended up shielding.
Right.
Which is exactly, I remember we talked about this. It's so funny because I'm seeing the exact same thing. Like,
right.
Even if you're not going to punish, you shouldn't be in a defensive spot. You already won that situation. Even if you didn't win it hard, you at least can fight me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just be confident. Like, you're doing really good things. Just have to follow through on them.
Okay. Oh yeah.
You're always there.
I could be extending my punches a lot more.
DI was really bad on that combo.
Yeah.
Because when you did the slight DI on the throw, which was good, but then when I hit you, you didn't DI the aerial away at all.
Right.
So I just got dash attack, which you DI'd in on. Like, that shouldn't have been a loss, but that's like the classic how Sheik loses to Fox. You're winning the whole time, DI battle, and one up throw combo, and lose your stock from 40 behind.
Yeah.
Or 60, I guess, but yeah.
If I just held straight away, I would have just gotten out.
After the bear, yeah. Oh my gosh. I haven't played Fox in too long.
The SD has like a requirement when Kalini's in the region. too high for step.
Yeah, I used to be able to hit the wave shots, but I'm a Falco player now, so I can't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh, you didn't know that?
No.
I've been playing only Falco.
Oh, shit.
This is the most I've played Fox because everyone's asking me to play Fox.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. Nice back here. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you are really good at like slow. Like this is someone everyone talks about, but like doesn't do is like slowly and safely taking space when someone really.
No one actually does that.
Nobody actually does it, but you actually do it. Because I do play pretty defensive, and like say my default mix-up is like probably a defensive one like 70% of the time, unless I'm really confident. I'm like just better than the person I'm beating, which is obviously not really fair. So I don't know. I just have to work on being more aggressive, whatever that means. Like I don't know, safely pushing forward. I feel like I feel like if I challenge your space, I feel like I'm just going to lose those situations.
Yeah, so maybe that's something you just need to start working on. Because we've even talked about that, and you say you're not as confident in it.
Yeah.
But that's all the more reason to like, maybe not right now since we can just keep playing and you can just play your best, but like, from now on when you play people, that should be what you're focusing on.
Right.
I already think you're pretty good at the other stuff, so like,
Okay.
it's not that important for you to keep getting good at that stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not saying you have to go hard aggro, but like, you definitely need to find ways to challenge me that don't put you in that spot.
You feel like it's pretty easy to push me in the corner, right?
I mean,
just, like,
not even just push you in the corner, but like I keep getting lots of small advantages versus you. That like, you know, I end up making a lot of.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like that's kind of just the way I play in general. Is I give up a lot of small advantages and like try to just go for like the one big punish, which is like I don't feel like that's consistently something that works on good players.
You need to get the fastball advantage there. It's so important. Oh, okay, you're down. I can't mess this up. Oh, yeah. So that stock, you literally got hit because you did wave dash out of shield, and then you immediately tried to dash attack me.
Right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And look what happened. Like, think about that. So like, it's funny because the times you're aggressive, it was like kind of a big YOLO dash attack.
Right.
As opposed to like being aggressive and neutral in terms of taking space and interacting. And like versus me, that literally cost you like 4-2 on Dreamland. This is tough.
Yeah, it is
like,
tough.
This is tough.
Like when I'm trying to be aggressive, I definitely pull the trigger way too early instead of just
it's
trying
like
to
you
play.
pull the trigger in up close fights more than you just move towards me and try to figure out how to beat me there.
Right. Yeah.
Which is, like I said, fine for now, but that's something I want you to focus on later. Because right now, if you try to do it versus me, it's not just gonna work.
Right. Of course.
So don't worry about it now, but worry about it later.
Okay.
Ooh, that ledge cancel. My Fox is getting better though. That's a good point.
Is there anything I could have done to extend the combo after the
Downer?
Yeah.
No. Not guaranteed.
So do you think it was wrong to go for the downer?
Maybe not wrong, but there might have been something more guaranteed you could have done.
Okay.
We can watch it later. Wow. Yeah, I feel like once I figure out how to get you, so it's like you described my style accurately, but once I figure out how to like do it well versus you, or like versus any opponent, I feel like they just never hit me anymore.
That makes sense.
So I think that's something you really need to think about. That like all I did is do the same stuff I'm doing, but slightly adjust the timings and spacings for it, and suddenly the matches went from like being pretty good to like you're not able to hit me.
Right.
So you need to think about what aspect of your game plan is it that's just making that happen. And I actually don't know off the top of my head, but like we can watch it
I
later.
think maybe it's something like I do a lot of my stuff at similar timings and spaces. I'm not mixing it up enough.
It's like your game plan is so rigid in terms of how you're doing it that it's so easy for me to change even the tiniest thing. And I think that's something a lot of top players are really good at. Some of them are really bad at it, but some of them, like you know, who's really good at is like Fiction, for example. He bases his entire gameplay off things like he'll nair like literally like 5 frames after you thought he would, and it completely changes how the situation plays out.
I see.
you adapted way better the second half.
Okay.
I felt like you did. You were more ready for like all my stupid stuff where I like try to like read your timings and stuff. Like
Right.
the first two stocks, do you remember both two stocks I took were all smash rates and neutral?
Right.
Yeah, it was just like since you're so reactive, which especially makes sense as any character, for sure for Sheik, it's like easy to manipulate what you're looking for. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like even though you're reacting to the spacings, you still need to have a plan for going into that. And it's really hard to do. Like if I picked up Sheik right now, I wouldn't be able to do it that well. It's something where you really have to be ready because like let's say you wave dash out of the way or dash dance and then shield or something. You can't just do that and then not already know how the next situation is going to play out. So what's happening is I put you in the spot, and then I know your logical reaction will be a wave dash, and then I just up smash you out of it. Does that make sense?
It does.
But that often happens because the better player is more ready or more aware of how the situation's setting up, so then you're easy to manipulate. When it's like, if you were ready for the next situation, it's like be reactive, but also be fully ready to play it. I think you'd be less predictable.
Sounds like a really difficult thing to consciously get better at.
Yeah, but what you can definitely train that by like visualizing what you normally do, or like watching a lot of you versus the top player and pausing and thinking about. So watch what happens in the next situation, and then pause and be like, okay, so what are the things I could do in this situation now, and then compare that to what your natural intuitive reaction was in that situation. Does that make sense?
Like so compare it beforehand.
Yeah.
And then you'll
study
see
what you could do, see what you actually do, and then compare them and see which things you're missing. And also you can do that just by, maybe you could just focus on that. Like next time you play Colendian friendlies, every time you play reactively, so right now you're probably using more brain power on intuitively reacting in neutral, but instead let yourself autopilot on that stuff, and then focus really hard on what you do in like the next situations.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that should be pretty reasonable to do. It's not, I think it's like not easy to know what to do, but it's very doable, if that makes sense.
Okay,
cool. So let's wrap up.
All right.
Do you feel like that was helpful?
Yeah, it was very
Hell
helpful.
yeah. Okay, cool. I mean, I'll talk to you like next week for sure.
Yeah.
I also had fun playing you. You're Sheik's sick, dude.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
I don't think we've actually played, right?
I don't think so.